Hi. It's kind of hot. Alright guys, hi. No, that was weird. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Stephanie. Hey guys, what's up? It's Stephanie from Along the Camino, and this is my video to show you what I brought on my Camino in May of 2018. So this isn't for everyone. A lot of people feel like they need more stuff. You really don't. I went with a 20-liter backpack and I was just fine. I even got rid of some stuff. I hope this video will help you guys out on what you're thinking about maybe bringing for your upcoming Camino, or even one for next year or the years to come. I'm going to show you just how light you can actually go on the Camino. What was I going to say? Oh, I'll try and link everything that I got in this video below in the description. I'll try and find everything. Some things I've just had for years that I had brought that I was comfortable bringing, and then a lot of the stuff like my bag and shoes I got new. So if I forget anything, I'll put it down in the description. So first thing, backpack. So the backpack I brought, right here, back up, is the Osprey, Osprey Tempest 20. So that means it's only 20 liters. It's quite small. If you are looking on a lot of videos or maybe like websites, people will say 45 liters, 65 liters. You don't need that big of a backpack for this kind of trip. So you don't have to pack food, you don't have to pack a tent, you don't have to pack like heavy gear as if you're going camping. You're gonna be staying in places along the way, passing by towns, like 3-4 towns every day, so you don't have to worry about that. The only thing that I would change is my friend, she brought a Tempest 35, I believe. It was the next level up. My stuff fit perfectly in this bag, like perfectly to the top, no problems. But I would size up just a little bit, just so it fits more comfortably and I wasn't having to stuff things in. Again, it's personal preference. I wanted to bring a smaller bag from the beginning just so I knew that I wasn't going to be putting more stuff in, filling it up. So that's one thing I would change. If it's your first trip, you can 100% get by with the 20. I did the entire time with my backpack just completely fine. And I even brought 3 pairs of shoes. So next, speaking of shoes, is I used, they're pretty rough, the Salomon's Ultras, I want to say, the X Ultra. So these shoes, once I broke them in, so I didn't break them in before the Camino. And that was kind of a mistake because these are a bit of a stiffer shoe. Once I did break them in, they were absolutely perfect. Like I would 100% buy Salomon's again. These worked for me. Trail runners, really all you need. You don't need big bulky hiking boots that are waterproof. Honestly, these dry out fast. They don't overheat your feet. A lot of people I saw were walking in their sandals or Tevas or whatever because their boots were too heavy and making their feet sweat, and you know that causes blisters. And for this trip you don't really need a huge hiking boot that you're going to be mountaineering. You're going to be walking flat and only through like hills, rolling hills, maybe the majority of the time. I would say only 2 days were through the mountains, which is the first day through the Pyrenees, and another day which was it was kind of like in between. Then I brought a pair of sandals that I just clipped on the back here and just had them hanging most of the time. These are like when I was in a town staying the night or something, I would use those to walk around. And I also had a pair of shower shoes that I had picked up there. Me and my friend were sharing a pair, and then she wanted to get rid of them, but they were kind of a weird pair of Crocs that I didn't really like, so I picked up a pair of just cheap flip-flops there that I use in the showers. Again, you don't need to have shower shoes. I know a lot of people didn't. For me, that's a personal preference. I couldn't imagine walking into some of the showers, and if you're a cleanliness kind of person, yeah, I would recommend having shower shoes, so to avoid like foot fungus, because you're putting your feet through enough already. Other people, you know, that doesn't bother them, so that's entirely up to you. That's a personal preference. For me, it was a must, so I had to pick up a pair. For rain gear, to cut down on weight, I did not bring a rain jacket. I did not bring rain pants. I did bring a small poncho, a cheap one that my mom had gotten at Universal that was actually ripped, which I didn't know until I put it on. It was super lightweight, and I only needed to use it, I would say, out of the 34 days, 2 days. I don't know if we got really lucky with weather, but honestly, it was like I was perfectly fine without rain gear, and a lot of people did send it back, especially on this trip, to cut down on weight, which I thought was interesting because, you know, going into it, a lot of people thought they needed like 3 different kinds of jackets, or you really only need the bare minimum because there are washer machines, there's dryers, you can wash your stuff in sinks, team up with other Camino hikers for the washer. I was hiking with my best friend, and then we had made a friend, David, along the way, that we just all split it like 3 ways every time we wanted to wash our clothes and sheets and stuff. So also for rain gear, what I brought was a shield for my backpack. So this just goes over your backpack like this. I got this on Amazon, super cheap. Tip, definitely get this on Amazon or something at Walmart or anywhere cheap before you go over there, because my friend, she picked one up our first day in Saint Jean, like 3 times as expensive, because, you know, people are like, they're gonna charge a bit more because, you know, they know you need it and you're gonna spend a bit more. But yeah, this just like this, and keeps your bag dry. Worked perfectly fine for the 2 days that it rained. And I actually, to have a little bit more space and like to make it easier, I actually would put my water bottle right here, so when I was walking I could just reach back and grab it and drink faster than rather asking my friend or someone else to grab my water bottle out of the side pocket. And that worked perfectly fine. Just gonna take a drink. Cute. What else? This, I brought a face, an eye mask. So I didn't really use this at all. I used it once, and I think it was just too tight on my eyes. And the next day when I woke up, it was kind of, my eyes were kind of blurry, and it was kind of scary, and I was like, okay, I don't know if I had something poking in it from like the other side of the mask, because it's like a gel thing you can remove, or I just had it on too tight. And then that was like already halfway through in Lyon, actually, that I had used it for the first time. I am a fine sleeper, okay. A lot of people would recommend bringing earplugs or putting their headphones in at night, which I brought headphones as well, just that Apple iPod ones, to be able to sleep at night through the snoring. Snoring is definitely a problem. For me, I think I'm just a little bit strange, but it's like, to me, kind of like white noise. Like, I felt fine sleeping. I slept right through it. Only in very, very rare cases where someone was so loud that it kept me up a little bit, but then I was always so tired from walking, and I never had a problem with snoring or people waking me up. Even in the mornings, like, I'm a fairly heavy sleeper, so that never bothered me. I think the only thing that ever bothered me truly was lights, like when people turn on their lights or stuff. But even that, like, if I was in a deep sleep, didn't even hardly wake me up. So another bag, I did bring this, and I would put hand sanitizer. Had my ticket from when I went to the airport. How funny. And a euro. I have not opened this up since I got back. So I would just let it hang like this. So yeah, what was I talking about? Okay, yeah, so I would just hang this and let it hang by my side. It did like fray my leggings a little bit. It wasn't too bad. It didn't bother me. My friend tried to do it for a day and it ended up bothering her so much. She's like, I don't know how you walk like that. It's just whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. Socks. I'll talk about the socks I brought. These were my two main pair of socks. So I have a pair of Darn Tough that I did get off Amazon that I actually really like. These dry very quick. I know their policy is like amazing. It's like a lifetime warranty. Same with like Osprey. Like if you have any problems, my Osprey like looks still brand new. And it went through a lot, but I did take care of it. Like I do take care of my stuff. I just don't throw it out anywhere or just set it in the dirt. I know like if anything does happen to it, I was like stuffing stuff in there in the front pocket, like adjusting things everywhere, and it held up so nicely. But the Darn Toughs worked really well, and I also had a pair from the North Face, a wool blend type sock. They are both of them, you know, higher socks. Because at first I was going to wear like a midi boot, so I had those, and I like those anyways when walking because it just keeps your like ankles like less dirty when you're kicking up like maybe mud if it's rainy. I did bring a pair of like small white socks, cotton socks, which I know you're not supposed to bring because they do smell and they don't dry as fast and they're not moisture wicking. I didn't use them, and I actually ended up throwing a few pairs away because I brought just too many, and I was like, okay, I don't even use these, I don't need it. Which at the end, if you stay to the video to the end, I will tell you a few things that I actually brought and did get rid of. Let's see, a hat. I use this one that I got at Universal, and let's see, it's like all the way around and it has it so you don't get so much sun on the back of your neck. I like these hats. I like the protection from the hats. I would maybe try to do a baseball cap in the future. I'm just more comfortable wearing baseball caps than this, and I use this mainly in the Meseta part of the walk of the Camino, just to like get all the sun off my face, which I did use sunscreen, and I'll show you guys in a little bit, because you know, you have to take care of your skin. It doesn't matter if you tan or not tan or just burn or whatever. Everyone needs sunscreen, especially if you're spending so many hours out in the sun a day walking. So I highly recommend you use some form of protection, or both. So I use both. I use my sunscreen and I use a hat. Speaking of sunscreen, this isn't the particular brand I use. I actually picked this up in Spain. This is my new favorite. It's a bit expensive. It's La Roche-Posay. I just like how like it goes on more liquidy than like that strong sunscreen. I did use Hawaiian Tropic. Worked well with me. Didn't clog my pores, didn't give me pimples. It smelled nice, and I went through that bottle, just like a small bottle about this size, so maybe a little bit bigger up here. And that's what I use the entire time. I always do my face and always do your hands and neck. Anything that's going to be really exposed. And then I bought deodorant. Not this one. Again, this is just to show you guys. I did bring a smaller one that I got for like $1 at Walmart, but it was still Old Spice. It's the kind I like to use, just in a smaller form. I also brought which is in my bathroom or whatever, is, you know, toothpaste, toothbrush, and you know, I didn't do too much for skincare besides water on my face at night, you know, washing off. I did bring shampoo, just the trial size shampoo and conditioner. I didn't bring body wash. I used my shampoo as body wash. And so some people opt to bring big towels. The way I got around it is I brought, let's see, this tiny washcloth one that's like a microfiber, super light, and then it came in a set of 3, and I gave my friend the bigger one, and she brought that, and that's what she used. And yeah, I just used this to dry myself. It worked fine. It was quick dry. I never had to worry about it not being dry in the mornings. I would just like dry myself as soon as I got out of the shower and then change. Honestly, I'm an easy person when it comes to that. It didn't bother me not having a big towel around me. That's completely up to you too. I know they make these, you know, bigger sizes, multiple sizes, so just find the size that works best for you. Now on to clothes. So these are the clothes, I'll scoot back for this, that I brought on the Camino. I brought a bralette, sort of like this. It didn't have all this design, but it was just like a comfortable one that I would switch out. It was comfortable to walk in and also to wear at night and the next day, and then just more of a fuller coverage, still lightweight, still like comfortable, like medium impact sports bra. Make sure it's moisture wicking. You're gonna be comfortable in it. Again, like those are easy to wash in the shower, if you bring it in the shower with you in the sink or in a washing machine. So bring one you're comfortable in. That's like, you don't want your backpack and your sports bra to be cutting into you. If you want to wear a regular bra, I mean, I don't really know of anyone who did, but I mean, whatever you're comfortable in. This is a jacket that I brought. So it wasn't that cold the entire way, but I'm from Florida. The first day was a bit much. We were in the Pyrenees, and turn around the corner, there's snow on the ground. For me personally, I wish I had a slightly warmer like down jacket or something, and if I were to do the Camino again, I would maybe do a lightweight down jacket. This was perfectly fine. Like, I was okay in it most days. I was hot going through, but then once we got into town and I was just like freezing cold, and I was like, okay, for me personally, most people around the world are not used to Florida weather, you know, all year round. So they get snow, they get like an actual fall, an actual spring and winter. So that is one thing I would change, one thing I would do slightly different. This is just a fleece one. I don't even think it was mine. I think it was a friend of mine's from college like years ago that had just ended up in my apartment and never claimed. Came with me 500 miles on the Camino. So, lucky jacket. Then I did bring 2 pairs of shorts, just a lightweight, loose, you know what? This one I use for sleeping. Mostly, I don't think I ever walked in these. I just wore these under my sweatshirt that I'll show you guys in a minute. And then a pair of leggings, which are the Victoria's Secret knockout leggings, which I actually really liked, and I highly recommend leggings whether under like, you know, a hiking skirt or just like a regular pair of leggings. Then I brought this long sleeve, which I ended up actually walking in the majority of the time. If I were to do one shirt, if you're planning on doing one shirt, I recommend like a light, this is a fishing shirt from Colombia, shirt that has like UV protection, so it kind of protects you from the sun. I forgot where to say it. These I got from Under Armour. I've had these for years. They've held up really well. This one, just a Champion shirt that I got on sale. It's like one of their vapor performance ones. It's just a lightweight t-shirt, moisture wicking, dried really fast. I didn't walk in it as much. I was afraid of having my arms too exposed in the sun for hours on end, and I already was getting like a suntan, like my hands are super dark and my face is super dark. I didn't even recognize myself, and I put on sunscreen, so definitely put on sunscreen. I picked this up in some El Corte Inglés is like their Macy's kind of thing, department store, because I realized I had one I actually bought in Pamplona. It was just the cheap one I got rid of and then went to this one. I mostly use it for sleeping because I sleep very cold at night, so for me to be warm, and I don't have it because I threw it away. I brought a cheap sleeping liner to save weight. I would do that differently. I probably would bring a really lightweight sleeping bag just because I sleep personally so cold. You don't need a sleeping bag. Most places do have blankets for you, which I use pretty much every place. You just have to ask, like just ask, and especially if you get there early, you're more likely to get it. Sleeping bag liner was fine. There's about 2 nights, like the first 2 nights were, I would say, my most miserable just because it was so much colder than what I was expecting. And like for me, cold is like 70 degrees. Yeah, so that's just, I wanted to sleep more comfortably. Electronics, I just brought my charger cord. I did have an adapter. It broke really at the end of my trip in Spain altogether. So it was just one I found cheap at an airport somewhere, I think. But yeah, just an extra long one. I don't know how long this is. It's maybe 6 or 8 feet. Just in case the plug was like on the bottom and I had a top bunk. And then I brought my iPhone 8 Plus, which is what I'm filming on right now. Which took really nice pictures. If you guys want to see my pictures, I have some on my regular account, which is Boogie Monster. And then I have just started an Instagram for this particular channel, which is Along the Camino. I'll put those in the link down below as well. Important documents, I have this, my passport. I'm on like the first floor in my apartment complex, and there's a walkway, and it goes right in front of my apartment. I'm just sitting here talking to my window. You're behind a window. And then I ended up with 2 Camino passports as well. These are really cool. These are like my favorite part. Not my favorite part, but one of my favorite parts. And yeah, you get a little cool stamp every place you go along the way. This is the finish one. It tells you the date that you finish or whenever you go to the pilgrim office. I also brought a small Columbia wallet, which I don't know where it is right now, that just had my cards and cash. So you definitely want to bring cash. I made a list just to make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh yeah, I had a bandana as well. It's tied to my thing. I thought I was going to wear this more around my hair. It just kind of stuck to this just in case. I don't know why. I kind of like the look of it. Okay, I got rid of some socks. These are some of the things I did get rid of along the way. 2 main things. I did bring a water bladder when I first went, because I thought it would be easy to go like this, which it was, and I really actually used it for about a week or so, and then I just like got lazy, I guess, refilling it, and I was like, okay, there's no sense. I just use a water bottle the majority of the time, so I was like, okay, I don't really need this. I'll get rid of it. I got it on Amazon, but if it is simple, especially if you're walking by yourself and you don't want to be asking people to, you know, take your water out, or you don't want to take off your bag every single time, which can be kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, yeah, and I did bring a tripod. I wanted to film more, but my phone ended up getting so full of storage because I was going to Barcelona first. Took a million pictures there, and then I discovered Google Photos like along the way, that I just uploaded stuff to Google Photos so I could delete stuff off my phone. But that was already after I got rid of my tripod. I wish I would have filmed more and could give more of an experience like that. Maybe one day when I walk the Camino again. Eventually, and hopefully by then maybe I'll have a camera, like a nice like videoing camera that I could take along the way. But yeah, that was essentially everything that I did bring on the Camino. And my friend, she brought our guidebook. We used her mom's guidebook when she walked in 2012, and I think she had gotten it a few years before. It was a kind of outdated one, but we weren't almost going to bring it, and it actually turned out to be a big help. I'll try and find it and link it down below. It's like the one that everybody uses that you'll see. So you don't need to bring it. Other people are going to have it, and you could just ask to borrow theirs. People are nice enough. That was like the last minute that I had grabbed literally as we were walking out the door to go to the airport, and I was just like, you know, like if we don't need this along the way, I'll just throw it away. We used it the entire time. It was really nice too to read along the way, like things that were native to the area or sites that you want to see. But yeah, if you like this video and I'm sure I'll talk more about some of the gear in the future, more of my experiences. If you're interested, please subscribe below. It would really help my channel out. And follow me on Instagram, and you know, I'm going to maybe start a blog online, a website. Lots of cool projects coming up, especially for the Camino. I think it's so interesting, and you know, you're watching this video to one day possibly walk the Camino. So, alright, I hope you guys have a nice day, and we'll see you in my next video. I don't know.